we've taken concern or we've taken note of several money lenders who are still calling upon people to use national IDs as security or collateral. And we would like to caution the general public once again against using national identity cards as security to get loans. We should be cognizant of the fact that the national IDs are vital government-issued documents that serve as primarily as proof of identity. And national IDs should be used for their intended purposes, which are owner identification and verification. And these will help you, of course, to access services that are listed under the Registration of Persons Act 2015. And these services include employment, identification of voters, opening of bank accounts, pension and social security transactions, purchase of insurance services, purchase and transfer of land, payment of taxes, and financial services, among others. It is also important to note that we have some citizens who fail to pay back the money accrued to them by the money lenders, and these citizens end up reporting to Nira offices for replacement of their national IDs. So we end up having cases of people with two national IDs, one with the money lenders and the other one in his or her own possession. And this is contrary to what the law tells us to abide to. Section 76 of the Registration of Persons Act prohibits anyone to be involved in registration offenses. So it would be prudent that someone should only come to Nira offices when he or she has genuinely lost his or her national ID. But we have these cases of people falsifying information and declaring to police, giving them false information that they lost their national IDs, yet these very people left their national IDs with the money lenders. So we'd like to warn you, our dear citizens, against such vices. Like I've already told you, national IDs should only be used for identification and verification purposes. So we shall liaise with the Uganda police to carry out raids, to carry out investigations, and to carry out arrests against all individuals still involved in such negative vices of using national IDs as security or collateral or mortgage. Citizens whose national IDs are still in the custody of money lenders should report to police and have a way out, at least by liaising with our money lenders on possible avenues of repayment. But these avenues should not include national IDs. Money lenders can use other avenues or non-legal forms of security or collateral, such as real estate, motor vehicles, stocks, shares, and bonds, but not using national IDs. Section 77 of the Registration of Persons Act stipulates that it is unlawful to keep or take possession of a national identification card that belongs to another person. As you all may be aware, the National Identification and Registration Authority, Nira, derives its mandate from the Registration of Persons Act. So these are the sections I'm quoting for you. But all in all, our dear citizens should be warned or should be called upon to desist from using national IDs as security or collateral to get loans. National identification cards should just be used for identification, or verification. No money lender should take away your national ID if you are trying to get a loan. If you still have your national IDs confiscated by the money lenders, please let us know or report to police, and we shall be able to step in and help you out, because we do not want to end up with citizens with double registration or with multiple identity cards. Then on the innovative development, next week we shall be having an exhibition at UMA here in Nakawa Division in Kampala, and all Nira services will be offered. With us, call upon the general public to come and get services, because we are trying to reach out to you, our dear citizens, who may not have been able to access our offices, who may not have been able to get services in time. So use this as a maiden chance. The event will be for 7 days, starting from Tuesday, 3rd October 2023 to 10th October 2023. All Nira services will be offered, ranging from birth registration, replacement of lost national IDs, fresh registration, and parents are thus called upon to bring their children for registration of national IDs and birth certificates. And please take note that children who are below the age of 1 do not have to be brought to our offices. You just the parent will just simply walk into our tent or our exhibition center, and he or she will have to give us the details of the child. You do not have to come to bring your young child who is just below the age of 1 to the Nira exhibition center for registration. But those who are above the age of 1 should be physically brought to our center for registration, and we should be cognizant of the fact that, okay, like I've been informing you always, we register Ugandans of two categories: Ugandans who are above 16 and Ugandans who are below 16. Ugandans who are below 16 are issued with national identification numbers, and when these young citizens clock the age of 16, we do what we call an update of the details they had provided in the system. And it's after that we are able to give them national identification cards or national IDs. So we do the register every citizen, even if someone has just been born, even if someone is just 1 day old or 1 month, we register all of them for national IDs.